everyone, it's Rafixa here and welcome to another video. In today's video, I will be showing you how I design and make cute rooms or cutesy aesthetic rooms in the houses that I do. I do house builds from time to time, but I don't do anything recently simply because I was busy and I've been focusing on other types of videos on this channel. But I will be showing you all that I like to do when I do build my houses. Now, this house was recently traded to me from my alt account. I like to build on alt accounts because those are the ones that usually harbor the money, and then I spend the main money for eggs and stuff on my main. So I'm just going to make some little tweaks and changes here and there for my house. When you get a new house or recently traded houses, the signs change. So you have to be sure that if you made anything for your house and you intend to trade it, that the signs do change. This house is intended to be a personal house, so no trading will happen for it. So I can just make whatever changes I want. Like this is supposed to be a 3 because the door is a kitty. This one was supposed to say my cat's name. This one's to describe that it's my boyfriend's room. And over here is usually what my next task will be, like what I'm planning next. Alright, and then we're just gonna go to my actual bedroom to see what that has to offer. From my actual bedroom, then we have next neon. We have another one that's supposed to be a 3. Outfit. What? No, it's not supposed to be a 3. What was this supposed to be again? Oh, a barrel. And we have whatever outfits I want to be. I named this right here, it's supposed to say Divas. Same thing right here. I don't remember because I each give them, there we go. X and you. What were you? Your rotation is weird too. X. Alright. I think I changed all the signs properly. Oh, right here. Alright, now let me make sure my graphics quality is full so I can see everything. Okay. So I'm going to give you all a very quick tour of what I've built so far for this house. This is going to be my personal house that I have up and coming. I think it's really, really cute. A lot of these icons is for pets displays. We do have a mini grind section over here. I try not to do a lot of grind sections in my house because I like to move around my house, but this is supposed to be the sleeping and bathing task. Over here is my bed, quote unquote, and then a shelf that I customized. This is a pet bed right here, a pet display right here. There should be a pet display inside of here. Like, let's say I do my dog, pet display here. And then I know that. Let me equip. This is supposed to be a pet display. In here we have the bathing task and a showering task, and the potties are right here. Going first person. Yes. Bathing. And then potties are right here. You can do another potty task right here. This is a pet bed and or display, so I can display a pet right here if I wanted to. We don't have a food bowl task out yet because I need to still build the kitchen, but we do have donuts for grinding if we want to use those. And here is supposed to be my boyfriend's room. If you've seen my personal build, then you'd know that he always gets his own room in his house. But for this build, I just wanted to show y'all how I do walls and make cutesy kawaii walls and Adopt Me, and it's not very hard, so we're going to begin. The first thing that I like to do is grab the Queenslander wall. I always make sure that my settings are specific. Like when you go to settings and you click gameplay, make sure that you have furniture multicoloring on, because that helps your building comes out better because you get to choose the colors that you have. When you're in actual build mode, there are several settings that you can use. I always try to use the advanced move and the advanced rotate. You're going to see that in action soon, but right now we're just going to use clone selection. So we're going to click on what we want to clone. We go to settings and click clone selection, and now we have the exact color and size of whatever we want, and we can rotate it just like that. When it comes to building, you can also change your grid size to see how precise everything is. For example, right now it's at 1, but if I move it to 1/2, this changing of the spin changes more precise, and then there's 1/10, which is even more finicky. But I'm gonna do it at 1 because we don't need any major rotations right now. And then I'm gonna move to advanced move because advanced move allows me to move it perfectly in that line forwards and backwards. I always try to make sure it's pressed against the wall, but if it's like this and it's snapping and it's not letting you push it perfectly against the wall, that's when you press the grid. And now it's able to be pressed against the wall. And then to make it easier on us, we're just going to click the Queenslander wall, clone the selection again, move it over to the side, and boom, now we have 2. Now, if you're on a PC like me, you can clone it without having to do 1 by 1. If you hold control, click 1, and then control, click the other, and then you can clone it like this. And then you have 2 walls, and then you can just clone it one more time. And now you have an entire base wall trim. I'm going to go to the other side, nothing sticking out, period. So that's how I get a wall trim to help decorate it a little better. And then on the top, I like to use discs. So to get a disc, all you have to do is open your build tab. The build tab has changed, but you can open your build tab, and then if you don't feel like searching it, you can go to the bottom right here that has the little different shapes, and then click disc. And that's what I like to use. I use advanced move again simply because it's easier for me to maneuver and use it instead of dragging it along the wall, because that can change its rotation. So I'm just going to push it until I like how it looks in the wall. Then it's like that. But then we have a problem. The color is gray and we don't want it to be that color. What we can do is switch from advanced move to the default dragger, click another shape like this pink, go here, like when you have advanced multicoloring on, instead of it showing basic, you click the little paint sign symbol, go there and click stored colors, the little green plus sign. Manny, you're loud! From that side, and then you save the color, and you can go back to the disc, click it, and boom, you have your trim. Now the same thing applies from what we did earlier. We click the item we want, we're going to do clone selected. We can move to advanced move. And now you space the discs with enough room to where it makes that little lump. The further you space them apart, the bigger the lump, but you have to be careful not to space it away too far or you're going to see that gap. So make sure they're doing the same color and the same angle too. So I think I'm doing it like that. I'm going to control click. I don't like how far they're pushed out, so I think I'm going to push these in a little bit. All right, control click them. Clone selected. One more time. Now I don't want to clone select 2 because I just don't want to spend extra money on another disc, so I'm gonna just do 1. And then we have our wall trim. But the walls still look a little plain to me. And so what I decided is I'm going to give these walls stripes. To make a striped wall, all we need to do is grab the deluxe rug, Now I was trying to figure out what type of stripes I want. Do I want this long-sided stripes or do I want them in a different side? I think how I want to do it is by giving him a special little paneling. I don't think I'm going to make the full wall striped, but I do want him to have a trim. So I'm going to click this rug right here. I'm going to move to... Let's see. I think I'm going to do the default drag or rotate because of the way it snaps. Go back to advanced move. And then I'm just going to adjust it until it's about half the wall. Like this. And now I'm going to go and change the color. So you just go back to default dragger. Change color. Now this room is meant for my boyfriend and his color palette will be pink, black, and white. So right now I'm just trying to decide how I want to design it. I think I like it like this. So we're going to go back, clone selected. Then we have the trim along the walls. Now I just really got to decide if I wanted to do it like this. I'm going to control click all of them and just adjust their height to a height that I like. Should I do the full wall? Decisions. I think I want to do the full wall. So I'm just going to click all the rugs and then I can just clone select them. And now we have a full wall that's in pink and black stripes. And we're just going to do it to the other side. I'm going to repeat it one more time for y'all. And then we're going to do a speeded up version of it. I'm going to clone up the rug that we do have. I'm going to default drag it this time because we don't need advanced moves since rugs like to automatically place against the wall. I'm going to go up here, click clone selected. Yes, we're going to clone the deluxe rug. Control click the bottom portion. So we're just going to clone select it one more time. Now the finicky portion about this is that it's going to cover up the door if we just place it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to default dragger mode and I'm going to try to scale it down. Scaling it down just makes it bigger or smaller. With it scaled down, the stripes are going to be of different sizes and widths. I don't really mind. Alright, so I redid this wall based on the size of the stripes just so it can fit with the door a little better. And here we are. Next, I'm going to just apply this to the rest of the room. No. Now we finished the walls. I like the stripes on here, but I really don't think I like the little disc on the wall being this color. Also, why are these one like impossible to select? Okay. But I think I might keep them. I think I'm gonna try them in black up here first to see if I like them. And the best way to just change the colors, the same thing applies, is select one, control click. I don't know if there's a way to do it on mobile. Up here, and then we're just gonna make it black. No, I don't like it like that either. So you can just undo in the upper right corner. So I think I'm gonna leave it like this. And then we just need something to help break up the stripe. To break up the stripes, I think I'm gonna put beams along the wall. Oh. Beams. Let me see if I remember the main. Yeah, I was right. Beams. I'm just gonna put beams along the wall. Or actually, no, we're not gonna do beams. We're gonna do a wall trim. So I'm gonna do the Edward wall top trim. Drag it along here. Use not advanced rotate, just normal rotate. Scale it until I'm comfortable. If there's no gaps. Alright. Now I'm not able to select it. I'm gonna have to move it. I gotta figure out what color I want it in. I think I'm gonna do black. It's just easy like that. And we're just gonna use the same logic that I applied earlier to everything else. You're gonna use the drag, rotate, and the other tools that I mentioned in order to get it comfortable to you. But the problem with these beams is that they're hard to select once you place them, so just make sure that you got them at the height that you want them to be at before you move. Alright, I decided to give them the black wall trim, but now that I added the black wall trim, I feel like that the Queenslander wall should be black. So I think I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that now. But to make it sped up a little bit more for me, I'm just gonna highlight the ones that I can see. And I know it may look a little finicky to see what I'm highlighting, but that's just the way the Adopt Me works when you're highlighting stuff. Like, I should make everything black, right? No, I am a fool. I just painted an entire red black. Whoopsies. Never mind. Alright, I think I finished with the design of the wall. Yeah, that's cute. All you need to do is put a pillar over here. And then I want the pillar further in the wall, so I'm going to use that advanced move tool. You see, that advanced move tool is really handy. Along with the clone. Clone it. And I think once you start like fully understanding how tools work and how making things in a game work, you start being more receptive to building or just enjoy building more. I think next I'm just going to decorate a little bit. I want to do a little bit of wall art, but I have no idea what I want to do. I could put one of these bears in this room and teach y'all how to do that, so I'm gonna do that real quick. Now, the way I do bears is as simple as A, B, and C. We're just going to take another disc. We're going to do a large disc this time so y'all can really see what I'm doing. I'm going to move this to default dragger. And I moved it to where it was already up against the wall like this, so I can just advance move it like that instead of rotating. I absolutely despise the rotating tool. We're just going to scale it down until we want the head size to be. We just want to be able to see it well on the wall, of course. And I keep forgetting that for this, you can't just move it, you have to use the dragger. We're going to go to default dragger, and I think we're going to do a white bear. I think white is good. Next, we're just going to clone it. And position the new ears, scale them down, then position the new ears using the advanced move tool. To be decently proportioned. When I'm doing the ears, I don't want them to be too small compared to the rest. I just needed a decent little size so you can see how round they are. Next, we're going to use the advanced move tool. We're going to push it back until it's clipping perfectly with inside the bear. And once you think it is, position it until you're comfortable. I think I want these ears a little bigger. Once you get comfortable with the size and shape of your ear, you just clone the selected large ear to the other side and adjust it however you like. Now we have the shape of our bear. What I'm going to do is I'm going to click all the shapes here. Then I'm going to clone them one more time. I'm going to go back to the default dragger, make them a little bigger. And then I'm going to make their color pink. Next, we're going to go back to advanced move and push them back to where the pink is behind the white discs. And that will act as more like a line for us, or like the outside. And we can just change the thickness by making it bigger. Just making sure I'm satisfied with that. And once I'm satisfied with it, all we gotta do is go back in here. We're just gonna take a normal size disc and move it to where we want it to be. Scale it down. It's okay if it goes inside the wall. It's not gone. You just advance move it forward. And now we're doing the eyes. For the eyes, you can either make them pink. Well, you can do whatever color you want. But for me, I think I'm going to make them like off brown. You can just clone it. And I'm advanced moving it across simply because I want the line to be a straight line between them. Look how big their nose are. And then we're going to go in the A through Z thing and type in modern sign. I think we can advance dragger this. No, they can't. We're going to place the sign. First, we're going to figure out the rotation of the sign by just putting something here. We're going to do the 3. Now the 3 is upside down. I think I'm going to do an X so I don't have to rotate it. And we can just start editing the sign's size and the positioning, stuff like that. And I want to make it the same brown as the eyes. And then I think I want to give this bear cheeks. I don't know why, but something told me that I should, so I will. To make cheeks in Adopt Me or on your wall art, you can just pull out like this. We're going to choose a color. I think I'm going to do this pink, but I'm going to make it a little more saturated and darker. And then you're going to really scale it down. Once you scale it down a lot, you can go and put them against the wall under the cheeks or wherever you want the blush to be at. I'm just doing it under the cheek. And then I'm just going to clone the selected, but not move it a lot. You don't want to move it too much because you're trying to make an oval shape. Something like this. And then if you want to select multiple pieces but you can't do the control click, I was not trying to undo that. If you want to select multiple pieces but it's too small for you to do the control click, you can always click this little selection box up here, just drag across and it will select multiple for you. I just prefer control click because the selection box can be a little finicky. Alright, we have blush on our cheeks, but I want to add something on the top like a hat or a bow. So to make a bow, I'm going to tell you how I do it. I know in the past people use presents. Yes, people use presents as a way. The present method is very easy. All you gotta do is place a present, you just move it until it clips inside of whatever you're building, and then the bow will be wherever you want it, like that. But I like to do mine a little differently. I think I'm gonna store it because I might use it for another thing. I like to do mine a little differently. We're taking a cat-eared rug. No. And rugs like to stay on the wall, so we're just going to rotate it until it's upright like this. Advanced move. We're going to scale it down until we want the size of a big part of the bow. And I think I'm going to rotate a little bit. Not that hard. You see? Let's see. This is the difference between normal rotate and then advanced rotate, because now we're going to go into advanced rotate. Do advanced rotate this way. Advanced rotate may look complicated at first, but the second that you start using it, it's self-explanatory. We're going to click the green one and we're just going to tilt it a little bit. But be warned that when you tilt something, it also tilts the arrows for the building on this side as well. So you might want to keep that in mind. I think I'm trying to decide if I want it on one ear, if I want it on both. I think I want it on one ear, so I'm going to rotate it a little more. And then I'm going to scale it down. Once you got it in the back of the bow in the position that you want, you can color it how you want. I think I'm going to do a pink ears, black outline, but I don't want to keep using the same pink. So I'm just going to slightly change the pink color that I'm using. Alright. Now when you get your rug, you're just going to clone it. We're going to bring it forward a little bit just so we can see the difference between the two sizes. And we're going to scale it down. You can rewind and watch it as many times as you need until you get a hand of it. When you're done, you're just going to bring this lower. And you're going to keep positioning the bow or the second part of the cat ears until they are smaller. You want them to be visibly smaller because they're more so like the ribbon part. You don't have to worry about any clipping in the middle. Once I'm happy with it, I'm just going to take a disc. I'm just going to use whatever disc I have nearby because I don't have to rechange the position. Bring it forward. Scale it down until I'm satisfied. I think I'm going to make it black this time. Move it. So I'm happy. And then we have a bow on the wall. And this is how I do my bows. For the inside, I usually keep the inside of my bows the same color as I would on the smaller one, but I think I'm gonna fiddle with this color palette a little bit. I don't know if I like it very much. Here we are. Alright, and then this is the bow that I want. If you don't like the outlines on the bows, all you have to do is make them the same color on both sides and it'll take away the outline. I'm just keeping the outline on it because that's just a style choice. So we have a bear on the wall. I think it's really cute. I think lastly we're going to do a window. And I know some people like to do their own windows. Like this is a window that I made myself. I can do my own window, or I can do and be lazy and do the evil window, but I think just for this video I'm going to do one of my own windows so I can show you how I do those. to do the windows that I like to do, first I'm just going to go into the search bar of everything and type in window. I know they have it to where it's categorized differently now, but it's just a habit of me to grab something and name it window. I'm going to grab the large window, scale it until I'm comfortable. I think I'm going to make the lines white. Now when it comes to the actual colors, try to go in the advanced in like a grayish section, but not too dark. Like it's usually A as the first letter. There we go. Around the A section, because it makes it white, but not too white to where it's like glowing obnoxiously bright. So you're just gonna have to fiddle with it to figure out what you like. And when you're comfortable with the color that you got, then I want to do these. When you're comfortable with the color that you got, then you can keep going. Now that we have the color that we want, I'm just going to grab the another window. I think I want to do the heart window. To save money, I always use the smallest version of what I have because I can just scale it up. So we're just going to rotate the window. I should probably do it when I can see it. Oh, I did that without seeing it. I'm so good at this game. But we're just going to scale it up until we like how it hovers over this little cross section here. You probably have seen this a million times over, but nobody really taught you how to do it. So I'm going to just tell you how I did it. And let's say you want to copy the exact colors of this window behind it, but you don't want to actually have to manually go in and save the colors. All you have to do is click change color here, click on the window that you want, and it will switch the colors. So let's say I want this heart window to be the same color as this big window. I click the big window, and then I click the heart window, and then I confirm, and it will change this heart window into the exact same color palette as the big window. Once we're done with that, we're just going to have to do the top. To do the top, you're going to grab a quarter window for $20. It's the plastic one. And it's a bit self-explanatory here too. You're just going to take one and scale it down until it evenly meets in the middle. You want it to be as even as possible. It might be a little hard for me to see because we're at the top. Then I'm going to clone it. We're going to activate advanced rotate again. I made the grid size bigger because on advanced rotate or the rotation tool, it's very sensitive. And the best way, if you want to do a perfect rotation like the one I just did, like a perfectly flat rotation, all you have to do is change the grid size up above on the top to make it just easier that way, so you don't have to finicky and make sure that it's the perfect size. Now that I'm done with these windows, if the game lets me select them, I'm going to highlight them, and then we're going to go to default dragger and just change the color. The same way we did it the first time, I'm going to click the window that I really want. If they let me, color it. Go over here on this side, confirm it, and now they're the same color. But it looks like to me that they didn't color correctly. Yeah, they reversed the colors. That's okay. We're just gonna copy and paste the hex code. So this is white, and then we're gonna paste the hex code. Then we're gonna do the same to the other side. Make you white. Paste the hex code. And we have a window. This is one of our custom windows. It's a big, huge window, but I don't mind. Last but not least, I want to see if there's any other details I want to add. When I lose inspiration or I'm just genuinely confused on what I want to do next, because I do struggle with decorating walls the most, I like to run around my house to see what I can offer or add to it. I think the last thing I want to do for this wall, at the very least, is a very quick flower. So to do a flower, or like more so a daisy, you're just gonna have to click on a disc. You can copy, clone it, whichever works for you. Advanced move. I'm gonna scale this one down. I think I'm gonna make the inside of the flower yellow. Might have trouble seeing, so I'm gonna move up for it like this. And put it up against the wall. Don't put it perfectly like inside the wall. Just put it up against the wall to where it's protruding enough, like this. So you can see it protruding out. No, quite a bit. And then we're just gonna clone the selected. Now with the ones that you do clone, you're gonna put it into the wall a little bit more. And then scale it down. You don't want the ones or the petals to be perfectly in the wall because it'll make it easier for people to tell which one is supposed to be what. We're just gonna make them white. I'm gonna save the color white. I don't know why I don't have the color white saved. I'm gonna make it white. And we're just gonna keep cloning the selection until we're satisfied with the amount of petals around the flower. When you're satisfied with how the flower petals look, then you can just go back and adjust anything that you want to. I like to take my time with building, especially when it's something like a small little detail, because I might use it later in the build. And then I think I'm just gonna clone the entire flower. And now I can put flowers anywhere I want on the wall. Alright, I think I am pleased with how— oh, I'm about to sneeze. I did not sneeze. Oh, okay. I think I am pleased with the way this came out so far. I think I got this house started in here. I just need to finish the more of the wall art and then I can finish furnishing it. This is as much as I'm going to share for today on what I do for my building. I hope you all like it. I know the stripes can be a little much, but as we add wall art, it breaks it up and adds a little bit more shape to it. Especially if you've seen my other parts of my builds, I like to keep my walls a little bare because I just struggle with decorating them. But these are my tips on how I start builds, or how at least I work on walls and wall art. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in another video. Bye bye!